Hey guys, and welcome back to Battlefront Updates. Today I'm joined with John from Criterion Games to answer some questions regarding Starfighter Assault. Thank you for joining me.
You're welcome, buddy. Welcome.
So first off, kind of a broad question. What was the main things you wanted to improve with Starfighter Assault and space combat in general from the previous game?
Okay, so one of the main things we start with anyway for any game at Criterion is feel. It's all about feel for us. So of course we started to get in and kind of rework the handling from the ground up. We want to really make sure that players could now have the option. It's easy enough to pick up, but there's going to be a lot of depth and mastery involved, for long-term play. And we really wanted to allow the players to kind of create these epic Star Wars moments in Starfighters by themselves. So now we feel like this control system will allow them to, pull off those kind of maneuvers, barrel rolls, and kind of fly around, various obstacles, and you really get a sense of those kind of lasers wishing past your head and actually having this, epic dogfighting moments. Yeah,
it feels like you have more control of the Starfighter this time around. You're not like forced by the game to level out or something like that.
Yes.
So that's a good thing. So yeah, now over to some questions from the community that I've collected from Reddit, Twitter, my videos.
Okay.
And one thing that some people noticed in the gameplay is that the collisions can be a little bit harsh sometimes, both in terms of how big the hitboxes are, but also that you die instantly. What's the plans for that in the future?
Yeah, that's definitely something that's on the radar. We know that that's something that we need to invest some time in and make that a bit more friendly. So yeah, there's a number of different options we're looking at, but we want to make sure that we're always favouring the player, basically. So we know at the moment it's a bit too harsh, and we'll come up with a nice solution that allows it to be more fair. So. But if you go T-bone head on with another Starfighter, then we're probably going to get some explosions. So, but yeah, we will line those out. So,
all right, sounds good. So another thing some people asked: any visual customization for Starfighters?
No, I think that we want to try and stick to be as authentic as possible. So. I think for now we will stick with that. I mean, something might come down the line in the future, but for now it's just stick as it is.
Yeah.
I mean, there'll be obviously customization from a kind of ability point of view, from a kind of stats point of view with the star card system. So you'll be able to kind of increase the attack power or defensive power of your Starfighters and make them feel how you want them to feel. But yeah, in terms of visuals, not right now.
Yeah. Something that wasn't very clear in the gameplay is AI ships. How many? How do they work? And how do they basically incorporate in the game mode?
Okay, so yeah, we've got a couple of different variations of AI ships. You'll see in some of the Fondor footage actually. So we've got some standard Starfighter AI, and so they're going to be in there, populating, making the area more busy. What they act as also is something really nice for kind of newer players to get in, rather than getting their butt handed to them by somebody else. Then they can kind of focus on some of the AIs and kind of learn some of those systems by looking at those. We've got things like corvettes, as you'll see in the Fondor game mode as well, and those guys are really going to be about assisting and helping the attackers. So they're going to be focusing on the objective, delivering additional damage to those. So as the defenders, you're going to be wanting to get in and take those guys out quick. And then the other kind of AI we've got kind of bomber waves. So you'll notice that on the Rebels in Fondor, they'll have Rebel Y-Wings coming in. So there will be a bomber wave of those, and again, they'll want to attack the objective. And it's best for the defenders to get in and take those out before they do too much damage.
Yeah. So it sounds like the AI won't just be there for filler, but they will actually play an objective. Well, you need to kill them, or they will help the enemy team win the objective, basically.
Completely, yeah.
So yeah, one question that, because Galactic Assault, they talked about how it's going to be different between every map. It's not going to be an MTT on every map, obviously. So for Starfighter Assault, will the objectives vary between the different maps that we saw in the trailer?
Yeah, definitely. So. Yeah, you saw some of the maps, so some of the locations in the trailer, and we kind of want to make each location feel individual. So, and that's going to then match up with the objective-based play as well. So, some things where there's perhaps more of an objective that's a bit spread out, or maybe there's kind of like multiple targets, things like that. So, won't go into too many details now, but yeah, we've made sure to pack a good enough variety in the locations so that players can feel like something different each time.
All right, sounds good. And another thing that's been a huge topic in the community is cross-era hero ships and heroes in general. So in this build, we do have cross-era hero ships.
Yep.
What is your stand? Is that for this build only? Is it still up to be decided, or what's your stand on that, basically?
Yeah, so currently we want to have, as you've seen, we've announced before, we're doing all three eras, so the prequel, original, and the new trilogy. And yeah, what we really like about that is that we can then take these iconic heroes from each one of those trilogies, and then if we have them in the each level as well, it's just going to bring a new kind of fantasy that players haven't really been able to experience before. So yeah, we want to keep that and have that so players can experience that. Something different.
So yeah, something regarding the battle point system that's a little bit different compared to ground. Because on ground you kind of have the special characters as this, I guess, battle point sinks if you can play as a hero.
Yep.
And right now, when I played, everyone sat with a lot of battle points that they couldn't use. What's your plan for kind of balancing that out for the full game?
Yeah, so specifically for Gamescom, we don't have our full roster of heroes in there, so there's fewer heroes. So it might be that there's less to choose from, but the main game will have our full roster. And also at Gamescom, we've kind of balanced it so that it's easier for players to get the hero ships quicker, so they can jump on and quickly experience them. So that's going to come through around the balancing. We'll make sure that it's making sense so that players, if they've got a small amount of battle points, can spend them on something, and then if they've got more amount of battle points, then they'll be able to kind of save them up and then cash them in a bit later. So yeah, we'll look to see how we can make that work more in parallel with kind of Galactic Assault.
And then one thing that was in this build, you could play in first person with the normal ships, but not with the hero ships. Is that coming, first person cockpits to hero ships?
Yep, definitely, yeah. So first person cockpits will be there for all ships, including class ships and the hero ships. Yeah, for the end game, yeah.
Sounds good. I know it's going to be pretty tricky with Slave 1 being first person.
Yeah.
I might crash a lot. So yeah, other than that, is there any changes or additions to this build that you already know or can say will be in the full game? Or
yeah, I think the main thing will be, we're getting to that phase now of balancing, so it's all going to be about tight balancing. We'll get some really good feedback from everyone here at Gamescom, and we'll be able to then take that forward and kind of polish this up and make sure that it's really tight between all the phases, and make sure that then everyone's trying to push as hard as they can through each phase, and it's feeling like a real dogfight. So, yeah.
All right, so thank you very much for answering these questions. Do you have anything else you want to say?
No, just I know, just to say that working with Lucas has been really great. We've had a really great creative collaboration with them, and quite often it can be that people might think that it's something that's quite difficult working with an IP, but they've been really great, and we've been able to kind of bounce ideas off them, or if there's an issue which can't just be done for authentic reasons, then they'll give us a variation or something that we can work with. So it's been a really great development so much. So. And the other thing is just like, for like our Game Changer program, which yourself is part of, it's been really great to have you guys in the studio, and the feedback you've been giving us is fantastic, so it can really help us to shape what we're doing with the game. Yeah,
I'm glad I'm able to help a little bit at least. So yeah, thank you very much. I'll see you all soon.
Cheers.